Alright guys, I just want to give my thoughts and opinion on the new Classic Physique Division, or at least what we've seen. Basically, all we've seen is one show. I first caught a glimpse of it through Matt Porter on his Instagram. He posted a couple pictures, a couple clips of it, and I just saw his YouTube video. He uploaded a 17-minute YouTube video basically giving his thoughts on the division and some additional footage and everything of, the pose downs and the overall class winners. And I definitely tend to agree with him on the points he made. I'll link his video in the description box below. And a couple thoughts from me on the class is, first off, I expect a lot better condition to be coming from these guys, especially given the very low weight classes that are in place right now. I mean, I know it's just a regional show, it's the first show, so we shouldn't expect much, but I mean, these guys could have came in a lot better shape. The overall class winners, they looked pretty good condition wise, but another thing that I noticed is these guys have seem to have really underdeveloped legs. Like, even the overall winner, he looked very good. His upper body looked great. He looked a little bit stringy, but he still looked full, especially in his arms and in his back. And his condition was decent, but still, like, his legs were like half the size of mine. So, like, obviously there has to be some kind of your physique has to flow well. Like, you can't have your legs being half the size of your fucking back. Come on. But I really think the guy, I think he won his class, and he was in the overall. He got second or third. I can't remember from the video. His name was Jeremy, though. I think he should have won the show instead. His legs were much bigger, and because of that, he's still in good condition. Had a great color also. Because I think he should have took the entire show. He looked just much better. He flowed overall much better. He had much better posing also. Posing should still play a part in this division. And another thing, his trunks were higher up. Basically, it seems like they don't have like a what's it called, like a mandatory guideline for the trunk height or whatever. Like, some of these guys, their fucking trunks were like almost halfway down their legs, and then other guys like Jeremy, like, their trunks were actually pretty high up on their legs. It showed most of their upper thighs, and then it cut off kind of right before the glute, versus other guys, their glutes are totally covered. So, like, obviously their condition must have been shit. But I mean, you could tell Jeremy probably had something pretty close to striated glutes, which is another problem I see with this division. I mean, they should at least have trunks kind of like Rich Gaspari back in the day. Rich was the guy who brought striated glutes to the map as far as bodybuilding goes. And, they didn't wear the trunks that they have today, but still, like, you could tell that Rich had striated glutes. So, like, and obviously, like glutes are still a fucking muscle in bodybuilding. I don't care how like gay it looks to you guys or whatever. Like, this is fucking bodybuilding. Like, glutes is a muscle. Like, you want it it's the muscle that shows, like, the best of your condition. So, like, if you have that condition, you should definitely be rewarded, and you should be able to display that. Like, they should show mandatory, like, to at least show a little bit of glutes, just so you can tell, like, who's really brought it conditioning wise and who has not. And they should reward the guys who come in that more crisp. And that leads me to my next thing I have about this division is the weight classes. These guys, like, again, it is only a regional show, is the first show, but these guys are just a little too small, and I think a lot of that has to do with the weight classes. The weight classes are way too small. Again, men's physique does not have weight limit restrictions, yet this class does, which is supposed to be bigger. Let me say that again. Men's physique does not fucking have weight classes, yet this class does. How does that make sense? I saw a picture the other day of Frank Zane next to Sadiq, like a comparison shot, and Sadiq was still a lot smaller than Frank Zane. Like, I mean, he just didn't have the kind of density and even overall size that Frank Zane had. And, like, I think even as it stands right now, Sadiq could not make these amateur weight restrictions. I know for IFBB, they up the weight by about 10 pounds, but still, like, how are you going to expect guys, like, even for Sadiq's size, to come in and compete if they have to lose like 10 pounds of muscle or something, or if not more? So, if they're going for a look like the Frank Zanes and like bodybuilders of the 70s and 80s, they still need to up the weight classes. Like, these guys were not freaking 170 at 5'8". Like they were a little bit bigger than that, and like, I mean, it's just, I think they really need to get rid of the weight classes, and they just really need to show what they're looking for in terms of rewarding what they're looking for, rather than putting these weight limits restrictions. Because someone can be 5'8", 200 and look rather small, where you'll have someone else who's the same exact height yet 150 and they look so much bigger because they their muscle bells are so much fuller and they just pop and they have that well-rounded structure and everything. It's bodybuilding is all about illusion. So to have a weight limit restriction on that is just unfair. It's just silly, in my opinion. They should just reinforce what they're looking for by rewarding what they're looking for, and penalizing what they're not looking for. So there you have it, and then that gets rid of the weight restrictions and everything. And then another thing is obviously, like, why did they get rid of the lat spread? Why they get rid of the back lat spread yet they allow the front lat spread? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. The front lat spread's like the most pointless pose you can have. And then the most muscular also, like, again, one of the biggest poses in bodybuilding, they chose to get rid of. Excuse me. Again, that makes no sense to me. So just those things. I mean, I'm really hoping that those things, like the weight limit restrictions and putting back those two poses in, will come back quick, because I think enough people want them in, and enough people should be complaining to the NPC about that, that they should reinstate those. Because, I mean, like, in my opinion, someone like Cody Montgomery should really be like the ideal physique of this current classic physique. Like, in my eyes, that should be something like that shape, that structure, that size and everything. That should be what they're looking for whenever it comes to a Mr. Olympia in the classic physique division. And still, Cody's he definitely competes above 200 pounds, and I think he's like shorter than 5'10". So again, the weight restrictions need to go. Okay, like, they should be rewarding that type of physique. He's bigger than your current physique Olympias, but he's still, even at the pro level in normal bodybuilding, he's still way too small, considered way too small to do any damage. So I think that's like a perfect look, a perfect combination of symmetry, size, aesthetics, and obviously condition. All of his body parts are well developed and everything. That's just the type of look that I believe that they should be going for. Anyways, that's about all I have to say about this division. And let's hope that they listen to what us, the fans and future competitors, have to say about it, and hopefully we'll see some better turnout as far as competitors go in the future. But I mean, it's just, you just gotta take it day by day. These divisions really start out, not like everyone plans, and then once the ball gets rolling, things hopefully will turn out pretty well. So hopefully you guys agree with some of my thoughts. If you disagree, that's fine. Comment. We'll get some discussions going, and I'll talk to you guys soon.